To the mess in Victoria, well covered by my colleagues, but worth repeating to you again this evening. Daniel Andrews wants to remain as Dictator Dan for at least another 12 months. This is what he said today in yet another stenography session, they're not press conferences, in Melbourne today.
It'd be great if we didn't have to make these changes because this matter was all done and dusted on the 13th of September. It's not going to be. Therefore, we need to have a legal framework to sit behind the good work that our public health team is doing and, can I say, the amazing work that Victorians and a growing number of Victorians are doing right across the state.
All right, now you've heard a lot about the state of emergency, but I thought I should actually make it nice and clear for you about what does it actually mean. This was an explainer that came from the ABC at the start of all of this, and among its powers it allows Professor Sutton as the Chief Health Officer to direct health officers to detain people, search premises without a warrant, and force people or areas into lockdown if it is considered necessary to protect public health. Now, let's be very clear about this. Cases are starting to go down in Victoria. Just yesterday, Sutton, dreamy eyes, was telling us that if we can get to 50 cases a day in Victoria, then that is going to be something that they can probably live with. But if the dream is to get to zero, how long before do you let people out of the lockdown and away from the aggressive restrictions that decide whether they can or can't exercise, can or can't visit their parents, can or can't see their kids, can or can't work? Because remember, it was more than 100 days when New Zealand had duck eggs, zero, no cases, yet when only half a dozen popped up, 1.6 million people in the city of Auckland were locked back in their homes. Just half a dozen cases. Now, you know and I know that the truth of this virus is that you have to get to a stage where your health system can manage it. That's the only thing you can do until there is the vaccine. And the vaccine, we are being told, well, it has to wait for at least another 12 months. Now, it is not an automatic given that just because Andrews wants it, he gets it. The only thing he does not control in Victoria, at least in numbers alone, is the Victorian Upper House. For this to be extended for another 12 months, you need the Upper House to approve it. Let me explain how the maths works there. You need 21 to get anything passed. Labor and the Greens is 18. The Libs and Nats, 12. 11 votes on the crossbench. So put simply, to get to 21, you need 3 votes. I'm sad to say he's already got 2. Darren Hinch tweeted on behalf of the Justice Party today. He, of course, runs the party, but he's not in the Parliament, but he has directed from early this morning that the Justice Party supports the Victorian Government on extending the state of emergency, wish it were not necessary. So that, of course, leaves 9 members, any one of which can side with the government. Now, some of these people are, well, quite the licorice all sorts. There are the Liberal Democrats that you would imagine as libertarians wouldn't go anywhere near this. There's the shooters, fishers and farmers who you would think would care about the disparity between the regional areas and metropolitan areas. There's the animal justice lunatics who believe in population control. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be more than happy with another 12 months of control. There's Fiona Patten and the Reason Party, and she was part of the Upper House that passed a bill where members of the Upper House crossbench were given money before the last state election to help them pay to fight the last election, and the laws that they passed guaranteed that they would get even more money, taxpayer money, to fund their campaigns going into the future. So put simply, she owes Andrews one. Interestingly, there are a couple of independents, including this face you may recognise, Adam Somyurek, the former Labor Minister, with all the F words and C bombs, pictured there with Sam Dastyari. Don't know why did we pick that photo? Come on, that's unnecessary. It'd be fascinating to see if it came down to his vote, but it won't. Sadly, it won't.